ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
That I, a woman black, should speak of white womanhood. My husbands, my fathers, my brothers, my sons die for it, because of it, and their blood, chilled in electric chairs, stopped by hangman's noose, cooked by lynch mob's fire, spilled by white supremacists' mad desire to kill for profit, gives me that right. I would that I could speak of white womanhood as it will and should be, when it stands tall in full equality. But then womanhood will be womanhood, void of color and of class, and all necessity for my speaking thus will be past.
B. Richards, the great B. Richards. Oh, how did you come across this? We're joined. We're joined by Miss Sharon. She is an author, Sharon Marie Chester. She wrote a book called Memoirs of an Accidental Abolitionist. And what I tend to do, Sharon, I want to know who you are before I spend money and time, because a reading is a commitment, and I got about a dozen books that I want to finish this year. So if I'm gonna commit time, I need to know who I'm committing time to. So I like to meet people and convince
And I'm
me.
sure everybody in your audience knows a white person who needs this.
That's true.
This
That
is,
is true. But here's a problem. Again, the indoctrination is real. You still can't get away from calling yourself white. So it's so indelibly etched into our psyches that it's hard to even have this conversation without that being part of the elephant in the room, right? You were raised in a household that didn't want you to watch what was going on in this country, not because your parents were bad people, they wanted to shield you, but in doing that, you didn't have a clue. And you're out here serving folk, and you seem like a good person. It seems like your response is out of like, I can't believe I didn't know this. So you're doubling down, which I love it. But how do we get the people who have been self-segregated for generations? Because it didn't just start. When my parents moved into our neighborhood in East Orange, we bought a house from a white family. Apparently the white flight had started. There was one white lady left on our street, Miss Bucky, who lived in that house till she died on the corner. But everybody else, it was a white neighborhood that turned black overnight because people have been feeding a narrative that's not true. And we are great neighbors. We're great family members. We take care of our lawns and our people. And we've allowed for the propaganda to seep in because you don't move outside of your bubble. So how do we get the bubble to break?
Well, I mean, right now the country is being divided. And I'm watching families break up over this, literally. A lot of families breaking up over this because you have to choose a side. Everybody in my family except one grandniece has me blocked because they don't want to hear it. They don't want to. My mother is a highly educated person, but she's Republican, and some of it has to do with like tradition and some kind of pride with like when my grandparents were farmers. And when my grandfather went from sweeping floors at Bethlehem Steel to being an accountant at Bethlehem Steel, they turned Republican because it was a prestigious thing. Democrats were poor people. So that's how we shifted into this. Yeah, Republicans, yeah. So then it became like an issue of pride that I'm a Republican. That means I'm a white collar person.
Interesting. So how again, narratives fuel storytelling fuels everything. We learned that Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue from a novel, Washington Irving, that was a three-part novel, a trilogy about Columbus that was fiction that somehow made its way into our historical records.
Yes.
How do we storytell differently? What is the methodology that we can use to reverse this when people don't want to know? They don't want to
Well,
know.
and let me tell you, this is, like I said, where I need help from Black people, the Black community, because there are white gatekeepers everywhere. Like, I tried to get my book, and I wrote this book at the invitation of the National Association of Social Workers, who's familiar and have published me and is familiar with my work. But they said, oh, well, no, you have to take out anything autobiographical. I said, wait a minute. Anybody can go look up the academics. What I have to contribute is 20 years of getting my nose punched, and understanding how this works and the realities of the situation, how the narratives are all false and so forth. And so it's each one teach one. It's my responsibility then to carry my information forward. And this book is my legacy. This is my torch I'm passing on. One of my biggest complaints about these justice, organizations, we need to be recruiting youth. I'm old. I'm ready to go. It's time for people to lift up and be pulling the youth up into leadership positions. So that's my
I
talking point.
agree. Still
But if
doesn't
people,
answer the question about the bubble that y'all are in, because you said your family blocked you, so they don't want to hear it. Your family, they may love you and they don't want to hear it.
no, yeah, there's
Is there
you can't you're not going to win over everybody.
okay? Is there a pain point? Because here's my position. I feel like the folk who identify as being white don't really know how ubiquitous Black goodness is woven into their comfort until it's gone.
Yes.
Until, I mean, every facet, like we've made life easier
Oh,
for
yes.
everybody. And I don't
Yes.
think they know. So what
I
if we
think it
took
was
back our
Malcolm X
goodness?
said. Malcolm X said, y'all spending all your time is making white people comfortable. Get off that rock.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
say just
our comfort comes at the expense of yours.
correct. So I'm saying, as much as we can, I'm not saying go out and be mean to people. I'm saying they should, since they after round, should find out. They should find out. And I think Target is an avatar for what that looks like on a corporate level. But I think there's, and I'm thinking in real time right now, so I'm speaking out, having not really given this much thought. But I'm thinking there should be a social version of Target also. Like, let's stop giving them our boots on the ground dances and our good ass music and our good ass food and all of the stuff that we've made every platform amazing. And it's to our detriment, because all they do is love our rhythm and hate our blues. So you're out here, you're going to denigrate Beyonce, even though we created country music. You don't
Oh,
want
give me
rock and
that.
roll. You don't have rock and roll. Anything with a guitar or banjo, that's us.
Yes,
Stop it. And I think
right.
as we double down, whether they want to hear it, they stick their fingers in la la la. It's time for us to reverse this
Well, and you
strongly.
say about without getting ugly. I'm sorry, I get ugly.
Okay, I
I
think y'all should get ugly. I
I
think
get
people like you
ugly.
should get ugly.
I get way ugly. You have no
Okay,
idea how
well,
ugly I
appreciate it.
am.
I do.
And
I
I'm
got a
on
sense of it.
Facebook every day. And I would like it. I'm open to conversation with any of your viewers. Sharon
Okay.
Marie. I have SharonMarieChester.com as a website, and then my Facebook is Sharon Marie Chester, and Sharon Marie is one name. You don't
Oh,
do the
okay. I
two
didn't
names,
know.
because the
Okay.
two names, if it's Sharon Marie, that's for my stalker. That's another show. But
Okay.
yeah, Sharon Marie Chester. I'm open to any conversation, ideas,
Okay.
feedback, whatever.
All right.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We